through your CIPME, which is your price adjustment process. Your school will probably call it the market adjustment process. Huh? Same. Okay. Through the CIPME, consumer and producer surplus are maximized. Okay. Hence, social welfare is maximized. Therefore, okay, AE is achieved. I don't want to rush through this point because once you understand this, wow, it's gold. I tell you, really see through the syllabus, and you know, DDSS ties to a lot of concepts. But I'll leave you to mull over this point. Let me know if you can understand it. Yes, Isha.
What is consumer and
Oh, sorry, I missed out one word, consumer and producer surplus, which means consumer surplus is maximized, producer surplus is maximized, CS and PS. Okay. Now, who wants me to clarify this point? Just let me know, and then I can do a special coverage on this. Anyone on Zoom, you can just say me, and yeah, I'll get to it. Okay, but just in case you feel not all right with this, then we will move on. So don't feel shy. Anyone wants me to run through this? No? Going once? Going twice? No. Okay, yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. So no questions yet, huh? Ready? Okay. Okay, very good. Let me just put a placeholder here. If you all need help, I'll come back to it. Yes, go ahead.
Why is the producer surplus?
Why is the producer surplus maximized? Okay, so let's latch on to this part. How exactly do we know that surplus is maximized? Okay, you see, to understand this point, let me draw a demand and supply curve. Supply, demand, quantity, price. Okay, first, we need to know consumer surplus is the area, it's actually a triangle, is the area below the demand above equilibrium price. So this is your consumer surplus, A, B, C. A, B, C. Are we okay? Consumer surplus, ABC. Producer surplus, on the other hand, is the area here. Producer surplus is the area above your supply curve below the equilibrium price. So this is it. Okay. This is D, C, B. Okay. D, C, B is producer surplus. Consumer surplus is the triangle on top. Okay. So why is it this area? Because consumer surplus is the difference between the amount consumers are willing and able to pay for a good versus the amount actually paid. The amount they actually pay out. Okay. And of course, producer surplus is the difference between the amount they're willing and able to sell good for versus the amount they actually sell it for. So, moving on to Isha's question. Let's say this is Q naught. Okay. If I nudge this point called Q naught and I say, okay, what if I'm at Q1? If I'm at Q1, my producer surplus will be this one there, E F. F E B C. Can you see that? I didn't manage to get this extra earnings. That's why my producer surplus is only up to that trapezium. Okay? Because we're always very mindful, producer surplus is the difference between the amount the producer is willing and able to sell a good for versus the amount actually earned. And when we talk about the amount they actually earn, this is of course your P naught. Okay. Okay. Now, what if I'm at Q2? Oh, Q2 is very interesting. You see, if I look at Q2 first, extrapolate outwards. You see, I still get P naught. This is the price I get. But for me to sell Q2, I actually wanted this price. This is the price I'm willing and able to sell, but you only give me this price. In a way, I've lost out. So this is the amount that you lose out. So at Q2, producer surplus is CBD minus BGH. So it can only be maximized at Q0. Just gonna pause here and see if you're okay. To the left, to the right is not maximized, it's only maximized at Q0. You can run the same test on consumer surplus and you'll see it's the same. Okay. I don't want to rush through this slowly. Any questions? Okay, so surplus is maximized at your equilibrium point. So if you're okay with this, let's imagine my demand curve went up, D0 to D1. Okay? Using your CIPME, you move from here, E0 to E1. So you can be sure at E1, your producer and consumer surplus are maximized. You can just imagine, oh, if I take away D0, it's the same as what we were explaining just now. Okay. So, yes, is always maximized at the equilibrium point, where DD cuts SS, demand cuts supply curve. So it seems like the free market does a pretty good job. No complaints. Yeah. Unless, this is setting up the stage for the next topic. Unless market failure exists. Unless market failure occurs.